You're such an asshole.
Got a question for the brothers. We'll get to the main topic of it. I got a question for the brothers out there. Have one of you, there's been how many generations since they were forced to come here as slaves, going back and all your ancestors? We got to be, well, 36 million today. So half male, 18 million today, maybe even more than that. It seems a little low. My point is, there's been, let's say, at least 250 million black men who have been alive on the North American continent. Let's just say the North American continent. Have one of you, is there anywhere in your long history, have you ever convinced a black woman they're wrong? Have you ever convinced a black woman? I don't much get into it on the Twittergrams. I do kind of more of a airstrike, drop my bombs and get out because I don't care. But there was because of Dave Ramsey, one of his deals went viral because there were two absolutely stereotypical preppy lily white kids in the suburbs, dipshits with their MBAs, with $1 million of debt. Neither of them were 30 at the time. And the not too untruthful kernel of truth in there somewhere trend within black Twitter sphere was that no black person would ever have that. Only white people could get funded for that level of stupidity. And I'm like, not necessarily wrong. You're not. It is Jessica and Jason Christ of the suburbs who will go out and get that funding. But then I was also of the point, well, is that kind of a good thing you weren't funded that? Because these people are up as crick. There's no way they're ever recovering from that. So maybe it's a good thing you didn't get. So I couldn't square that circle where I'm like, well, wait, you're complaining you weren't. This is a woman, black woman, of course, the most agreeable creature on the planet. And I'm like, wait, you're complaining you wouldn't get this life destroying level of debt. So then that kind of save you. And I know the answer, because if there was not the preferential treatment and loans given to minorities and disadvantaged groups back in the original housing crisis or build up to that, that would have prevented them the financial problems that befell everyone in the financial crisis. But then I try to offer an olive branch. I said, that's true. White people tend to get caught up in this stupid McMansion McSuburb death trap or death trap. But I said, but the sisters have got to look out, trying to help. Hey, the sisters got to look out for all these law schools, joke law schools. They go, $200,000-$300,000 a debt. And instead of like, oh yeah, you're right, white man, it was, shit, what you what, man? Come, like, literally, you coming from the Caucasian mountains? I'm like, what? How dare you use the word sister? Are you a brother? And I'm like, oh, never mind. Just enjoy being poor. Just enjoy being pissed off, hate-filled, poor, full of your freaking attitude. I don't care anymore. And I wanted to know from my black members in the audience, have you or any black man, as you know, maybe there's a secret book of black male history that I'm unaware of in the Western Hemisphere. Is there one recorded instance where the black woman just shut the fuck up and listened? Christ. I'm sorry. I understand why you date the white women. I don't know much better, but I understand it. I understand. Hey, you better look out for that law school that all the black, it's like really destroying black women. Did you call me a sister? All right. You know what? Just go get knocked up 4 more times. Just go live on your government dole and piss away your life. I don't care. I also love, it was pronounced in that particular instance, but I've seen it because I wrote The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Some, not all. Thankfully, it's a minority of black men. Shit, what the white man giving me advice for? You don't know anything, cracker. It's like, well, you the fuck don't know anything either, like getting out of poverty. That's why would you want to listen to a white guy about getting out of poverty? What would he possibly know? Like, you can't help assuming this logic continues, which is the dumbest shit. If I'm not the same race or gender or trait of you, I can't help you out? Your car broken down on the side of the road. Let's say you're Asian. I say, oh, it looks like your alternator. What are you talking about, white boy? It's your alternator. Do you know how to fix an old one? Fine, you're right. I have to be Asian to help you because any advice and knowledge and information can't possibly pass the barriers of race or traits. But man, those black women, they're as stubborn as rocks. So there you go. Anyway, it is Good Morning Coronachan. How you kids all doing? Hang on. This is going to be a very unprofessional show. Very unprofessional. I had to put together one real quick. We had to take old man Rolo to the nursing home. I mean the airport at 10 my time. Let me pull that up. And I'll get the sponsors out of the way real quick. Today is brought to you by the book Push Your Rubber Downhill by Adam Piggott. The other book, The Way a Monkey Book by Turd Flinging Monkey. AcademicComposition.com. Masculine Geeks. Seth Himes InDemandCareer.com. DayByDayCartoon.com. And Carrie Lutz. All friends and colleagues of the show. And the link below is a link to my consulting sites, assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will answer your questions about why black women are dead rank last. But you can't take advice from me because not only do I not have the same race, I have the wrong plumbing. So don't listen to the white man about what making money. It didn't bother me that much. I found it. I was amused. I was like, okay, keep doing your thing that you do. Bye. Have fun. Keep drinking. Yeah, keep eating all the food. Yeah, keep complaining. Go keep doing it. Not my life you're ruining. Major, get your doctorate in theater. Go do it. Yes. Yes. And that's about it. You kids doing okay? Let me pull this out. You know what? I'm gonna look it up on the phony phone. How unique am I from? I knew this was going to happen. I knew this. Just open it. That's why I clicked on the link, you bleeping computer. Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. Whole Foods closes its flagship San Fran store after just a year due to crime. A year. Made it a year. It's yet another story of a major company leaving a U.S. city. This time it's Whole Foods in San Francisco that is closing after barely being open for a year. The location in question is the 64,000 flagship Whole Foods. Speaking of white people, I go to Whole Foods. It's incredibly expensive. It's the one night, well, not Whole Foods and food in general. It may shock you guys to know I suffer the smell of patchouli. And I go to Whole Foods because they got a really good hot bar with no carbs. And I do attend that occasionally. And I cannot think of anything more leftist liberal than Whole Foods, downtown San Francisco, flagship 64,000 square foot store. How smug lefty liberal can you get than that, huh? That you just know the company wouldn't be closing down unless things truly had run amok. The Whole Foods market at 8th and Market Streets is reportedly shutting down this week due to concerns about safety. The company said we are closing our Trinity location only for the time being. If we feel we can ensure the safety of our team members in the store, we will evaluate a reopening of our Trinity location. I got to ask you lefties in San Francisco, how dense are you? You all have college degrees. You all work in very prestigious positions. And oh my God, you're just so open-minded. how do you not make the connection between the policies you all vote for and then the crazy drug addicts all over your city? How do you not make that connection that in enabling all these homeless people, drug addicts, mentally ill, whatever else have you, and you're just going to be this kumbaya, let's get together and hold hands and say, did you I could walk me through the process how you didn't think this was going to happen? How you thought that what through the power of smug self-indulgence and self-importance and fart huffing, you thought there'd be this shield, this magical aura by the goddess of Gaia, and socialism would just protect you from the little Frankenstein monsters you created? I mean, what is it? Is it the power of white women? No, the power of white woman compels you. The power of white woman compels you. And all the homeless bag ladies and cart pushers, they just kind of like the Red Sea part and don't attack you. Uh A report from the San Francisco Standard said that deteriorating street conditions around drug use and crime near the grocery store are the reasons for its closing. The location had already cut its hours as of October last year due to high theft and hostile visitors. They say it right there. You look at all these other stores that are closing. It's this smulchy, maltsy academic speak. We just really want to help the community. Boopity boopity boppity boo. Like, yeah, there's crime and hostile visitors. You little socialist utopia. Don't have fathers. No, don't require people to work. Absolutely do not put any restrictions or standards on people. Let's see how humans devolve. And imagine that become petulant little criminals. Syringes and pipes were found in the restroom last year, prompting the store to also implement new bathroom rules around November 2022. Imagine we have to have bathroom rules. You Democrats, your policies just raise adult children that need constant supervision. Constant. They just barely opened up, one nearby neighbor told the Standard. I've seen security run into the store real quick before, like something happened. Supervisor Matt Dorsey said on Twitter, here comes the speak. I'm incredibly disappointed, but sadly unsurprised by the temporary closure of Mid-Market's Whole Food. Our neighbor waited a long time for the supermarket, but we're also well aware of problems they've experienced with drug-related retail theft, adjacent drug markets, and many safety issues related to them. I gotta ask Whole Foods, what the hell were you guys thinking? I can understand the local citizenry of San Francisco, while they all got their own noses up each other's asses about just how great and open-minded they are. But Whole Foods had to put some serious money into this. Were there not saner minds that prevailed? Was this a marketing or a PR campaign? What were you thinking? Like, what more big sign? What sign of the devil more do you need than adults pooping in the streets? I I'm no economist and I'm no business guy, but it would seem to me like I'm going to open up some kind of store. Where should we open it up? And I would look and evaluate. And I'm like, do I want to go where the streets are clean and the cops are like, keeping the riffraff away? Or do I want to open up where adult Democrats are accepted, encouraged, celebrated even by the local citizens to poop in the streets? You responded to a call to, you guessed it, fund the police. No, you people don't deserve the police. You're getting exactly what you deserve. Today I'm waiving privilege. I'm waiving privilege? What? How far is your head up your ass? I'm waiving privilege? You fools. You listen to yourselves. What are you talking about? Is it because you sanctimonious white people in San Francisco, you liberal types, you just don't want to face any kind of confrontation? You're so weak. You don't want to have any confrontation whatsoever. So you let drug addicts and street shitters ruin your community? Or are you just so addicted to your policies and your ideology, it's your religion, it can't possibly be wrong. So you tolerate street shitters. I'm waiving my privilege. Oh, oh, it can't come fast enough. It just can't come fast enough. Today, I'm waiving privilege to publicly announce a drafting request I'm working on with Stephanie 4CA for a charter God. Oh, you people believe this. You're all imagining one thing, it's an aside, but just so you know, all right, these people who are leading the left in general, in this particular case, this this elected official speaking in for a chartered amendment entitled to the San Francisco Police Department Full Staffing Act. These people have no idea where they're leading either their constituents, whether that's a municipal constituency or a national, be it the Democrat Party. They have no idea where they're taking you. What has fascinated me about modern day leftists, like in the olden days when you had the Democrat Party, it was pretty clear. It's like, we want to help out labor. This is back when the Democrat Party represented people who worked, the union workers. Like, we want higher wages, stable income, stable families, that kind of thing. Now, these fart huffers, these sanctimonious, I don't know what motivates them. I have no idea where they're going, and neither do they. And you people follow them all the time simply because they have free money. I mean, let me ask again, black community out there, anyone in San Francisco. Let's say San Francisco gives you your $5 million in reparations. What good is it if you live in a community where there's street shitters? What does it matter if you can't go buy no food because there ain't no place to buy? Now, I admittedly, you could go outside the community and all that, but in that particular community where it's like, okay, here's all the money, but we are so dysfunctional. We cannot keep a store open because people are doing drugs and crapping in the streets. And all these flowery statements, we're going to do the refund the constitutional act of the Street Huffer Police Force Act. It doesn't mean anything. Like, when does Jesus come walking in to the temple and start beating the crap out of the bankers? So I know you can't do it because if you did that, you go to jail. But it's just going to take someone to cowboy up, go in there and clean up Dodge. I don't know who's going to do it. I think the rest of the country is just like, nah, let them let you literally wallow in other people's filth. Which will get the San Francisco to a fully staffed police department within 5 years. Recall earlier this year, we wrote about Target exiting from downtown Philadelphia for similar safety concerns. All right, I didn't know about that one. I got a litany of them here. They followed in the footsteps of Wawa, who we noted last year had enough of Philadelphia's crime and also picked up and left shop several locations in the center city. I will, it's not in any of the articles I have selected here, but a couple articles on the north side of Minneapolis, which is the poor part, the black community predominantly. I think Walgreens and Target left alone. It was Walgreens or something else. Now, just so you know, this isn't helping you. This is not helping your community. Whole Foods follows the lead companies like Walgreens who have shuttered business in San Francisco. I wonder if there's something going on in Portland and Seattle. All right, so there you go. That's one. Also, San Francisco. I just love it when leftists don't enjoy higher standards. Think about that. Like, you got to make $200,000 to really just survive in San Francisco. To enjoy a reasonable standard of living, you got to make $200,000. And now all these amenities are just being taken away. You know, not all in once, but here and there. Yes, open the damn link. Why What do they? Did you really want to open the link? Yes, that's why I clicked on it. San Francisco Starbucks. Ooh, another lefty company. Seating was removed. Employees think they know why. You think? What's it like being such a pussy and coward? You can't say, it's the street shitters. It's the homeless people. It's the thievery and the robbery. Cause you're pussies, P-U-S-S-Y. Cause you're pussies and you don't wanna try. Starbucks stores around San Francisco, nothing more leftist than that, have been removing indoor seating. Why? Do you hate poor people and minorities? Earlier this year, the San Francisco Standard reported that numerous Starbucks locations in downtown San Francisco had done away with their furniture. See, in San Francisco, or not San Francisco, Starbucks has got to be committed to it because their CEOs are lefty there. We're just trying to help. If you go back long ago, back when women were still occasionally wearing a skirt or a dress, Chipotle and Starbucks were the first, like, we just so much virtue signal and care. And now you get rid of your chairs, eh? Last month, done away with the furniture. Last month, another city store followed suit when the Castro Starbucks, that's the Castro district, I presume. Like, that's ground zero, right? That's where everybody knows everything, and we should all follow their lead. Starbucks at 4094 18th Street, locally known as Bearbucks, removed all seating and tables in addition to making other interior changes, as first reported by Hoodline. In the days that followed the redesign, locals took notice and shared their grievances on social media. You vote for it. You vote for it. I don't know. Let's go long back. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think it was either that or the electric company. There was just a short little cartoon where the guy's fishing, trying to catch fish. But instead of catching fish, he catches mostly weeds, but then the occasional fish. And so what he does is he removes all the weeds, but he ain't catching no fish because the fish come to the weeds to feed on the weeds, and that's their home. And so he learned the lesson that you can't have the fish without the weeds. This is like when I was 3 years old. Remember it to this day. Here's the short version. What you Democrats want does not exist. Where everything is free, you do not have any standards that you hold up people to while you're bringing them up, where it's all positive reinforcement and you let everybody do what they want. And not or, and while you raise your community to be like that, where there is safety, cleanliness, and in short, adult humans that govern themselves at a level that allows them to interact in a functional society. You have raised a generation of dysfunctional adult children who, just to get by on survival and being governed by laziness, will take advantage of all your naive charity. And now you're facing a choice in San Francisco. You either admit you're wrong, which you San Franciscans are such arrogant, cocky fuckwits. You're not going to do it. You're not going to admit you were wrong. Or you either admit you're wrong and then start cleaning up and taking the action and get rid of the homeless and the criminals and the bad people, or you just insist you're right and you still get to enjoy this failed society you live in, where you don't have furniture, where you don't have toilets. I mean, you're not going to have stores. Now, one might make the argument that stores are becoming obsolete. Everything should just be Amazon and all that. And maybe there's a case for it. But you're going to have to pay extra shipping and handling because soon there ain't going to be no stores no more. And then, unfortunately, for people in poorer communities who are law-abiding, because you didn't raise your children right and they're out stealing and effing shit up, now you got to go take the bus. Or now you got to drive another 10, 20 miles. You got to waste your time just to go get your prescription meds, get your food, whatever else. They tried to irrigate your food deserts, and all you did was piss on the companies that came there. Too freaking bad. Your grievances. One customer tweets Starbucks removed all the seating from the San Francisco Castro location. Grab and go is now the model. Shaking my head. You could bet this will become a thing. Yes, you voted for it. Rest in peace, my third office, Starbucks. Another deemed the move classist and ableist. Okay, buddy. Okay, keep living that. You keep living that mentality. Let me see how it works out for you. In lines with claims the chain is trying to bar homeless individuals from entering. Yes, that's what they're trying to do. Yes. Oh my God, they're trying to prevent the homeless people who aren't going to buy anything from stinking up the place. Removing indoor seating, which patrons rely on for remote work and community gatherings, is a dramatic change. Greg Zajac, a shift supervisor at the unionized 18th Street Starbucks, told San Francisco Gate that employees could not weigh in on the remodel. It's because you don't own the place. Oh no, you weren't consulted. I love all these young people. I wasn't consulted about being fired. That's because you don't own the company. Those are not your assets. Kyle Trainer, a barista at the location, said he believes Starbucks eliminated seating due to homeless individuals and people with mental illnesses around the neighborhood. You think? Really, Kyle? Does your master's degree in journalism tell you that? He added that Starbucks does not adequately train team members to manage stressful situations and that the chain would rather remove the seating, close the bathroom, and not deal with it. Yeah, they're there to sell coffee. And you shouldn't have to be trained to deal with mentally ill and homeless and criminal people. Their parents, their dads should have raised them. But you all keep voting to have government, social worker, feminist bitchy quantahas raise the children in the public schools or daycare. I am not going to run out of clients, Kyle. I'm not going to run out of clients because y'all keep kicking dads to the curbs that don't believe that dads are necessary. There's a course I have, The Dad You Never Had, available on teachable.com. Look it up. If you take that course and do what's in the course, you won't be some homeless street shitter shooting up heroin needles, pissing off everybody at Starbucks. The deal with it, Kyle, do you enjoy how much self-hatred do you leftists have? You suffer this? Do you want to deal with it, Kyle? Starbucks is attempting to remove the issues of homelessness and mental illness from stores, Trainer said, instead of exploring more productive and caring options regarding those issues. It's Starbucks' responsibility. Oh, Kyle, I'd look you up, but I don't have the time. They'd rather take the easy way out, regardless of how their workers or customers feel. Okay, Kyle, why don't you volunteer at a homeless shelter? Go knock yourself out. Look out for tuberculosis. Oh, you guys have trained. Oh, I want to look him up. Hang on, let's look this guy up. I gotta see a face. Kyle Trainer. Oh, Kyle Trainer. There's a lot, obviously, more. Kyle Trainer. No, YouTube. I don't want it. Kyle Trainer Starbucks. It kicks right in. Kyle Trainer. Kyle. No, I. Do you remember the days when you could look things up? Kyle Trainer. Oh, let's look this guy up. Oh, he speaks out. Kyle Trainer. Here we go. We're going to get to see what Kyle looks like, but not without an advertisement. Where does the poop go? All right, skip ads. He's like this 40-year-old long-haired douche. He's got his hippie hair. He's got his beard. And he's been a partner for 5 years. Okay, Kyle, have fun, man. Have fun, buddy. Join the black chick who won't listen to my advice about, avoiding student loan debt. Just you go have fun. You know everything. How many think about it this way, how many Democrats, leftists are just going to waste their lives not abiding by reality. And as their leftist socialist ideology becomes less and less congruent and feasible in reality, like, what is that like having your life ruined? Where you are surrounded by people crapping in the streets. You are threatened with occasional bouts of violence, and you got it in your mind that you owe it to these degenerate, evil people to help them out using this time a partner. And ladies, Kyle's probably a single man. And if you're ever robbed or someone tries to assault you, he'll try to negotiate and talk them down. Oh, the sexual frustration among the leftist women has got to be just incredible. Does not adequately train. Where'd it go? They would rather take the easy way out. San Francisco Gate reached out to Starbucks to find out whether the coffee chain is trending towards a no-seat layout around the city, and if so, why. Spokesperson did not answer in clear terms. Look at that. Like, some places, yeah, it's crime and crazy people in danger. So Whole Foods has the balls to say it, but Starbucks can't say it. I love it. I love it. You lefties get to tolerate this. I love it. I mean, we all got to pay for it, but I love you got to deal with it. A spokesperson did not answer in clear terms, stating that Starbucks operates under various formats, which include grab and go, drive-through, and full-service cafes. When it comes to individual store changes, however, the spokesperson said that Starbucks empowers local cafe leaders or supervisors to make decisions. Just say franchisers. Look, nothing wrong with baristas. Just call them baristas. But Kyle or Kevin or whatever his name was, you're not a partner. That is not the functional use of the word. You are an employee. You are a participant. You're a team member, but you are not a partner. You do not own share unless you actually bought a share. Some snerd's going to come up. Actually, through the 401k plan, he does own Starbucks, so he is a partner. Zajac identified Starbucks regional manager Niama Ramirez as the individual who issued the directive to eliminate shares at the 18th Street location. After several requests, Ramirez declined to comment on the story. Yeah, too bad, F off, SF Gate. He doesn't owe you an explanation. Eat a bag of dicks, journos. We had no say in whether or not we were going to keep our seating, Zajac said. We're fighting to get them back. You don't own the store. And here's the thing. I know you lefties think you own everything or you're entitled to everything. If you were to become such a pain in the ass that you would start putting the furniture back, what would happen is the owners of Starbucks would stop supplying the store and you would not have a coffee store anymore. They tried to do this. You want to see old school boomer Marxist Democrats in the Twin Cities. There was what's the park? This is like these hippies from the 60s. One of their precious little boomer cafes closed down. What park was it? Loring Park. The Loring Park Cafe was going to close down. I think the owner of the building wasn't going to renew the lease, was selling it or something. For whatever reason, wasn't going to renew the lease. And this Loring Cafe that had been there since boomer women had hairy armpits. Oh, we got to raise it. We got to fight it. We got to get a petition together. They can't get good. It's like, it's not your building. And I understand this childish choice to refuse to acknowledge people's private ownership, but without the landlord doing the supplies and the infrastructure, electricity, and paying the bills, you still won't have that cafe. And they were like old boomers back then, and maybe their 50s or 60s. It's like you petulant little adult children. It is no shock Minneapolis is the way it is now. We're trying to keep them back. According to Zajac, the Castro Starbucks Started making changes last July when a former supervisor decided to close off access to the restroom after feeling uncomfortable with people using the facilities. The chairs in the lobbies were subsequently removed, Zajac said. Originally, when the seating closed, we all kind of went along with it for a while. Well, guess what? You're going to have to go along with it for a while. But maybe 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, we got a new manager. We said we'd love to have a conversation about seating. Tell me you're an Orwellian Nazi without telling me. We'd love to have a conversation. Like, I will punch you in your face if you think we're going to have a conversation. I know how your conversations go. Give me control of what you own. That's it. That's all it is. Amid the remodel in March, Zajac learned how the Castro shop was flagged as a high-incident store, which was one of the reasons that the chairs were cleared. He explained that Starbucks deemed shoplifting, sleeping, swearing, and assault within or around our space as examples that could define a high-incident store. Yes. Okay, I want to know this. It's a horrible movie. Don't watch it. I'm just telling you now not to watch it. There's a movie called Salo. It's an Italian, horrifically it just please, Mark. I'm not even being joking. Please don't watch it. It's not. But all it was how depraved of a movie can we make? And there's instances where people are getting shat upon and forced to eat shit, and it's just a horrible movie. Is that where that goes? For Sanford, are you guys like the day is coming? These people are gonna want to shit in your face. Are you gonna accept that, Zajac? Like, where's the line, man? Man, you guys love your social. You'll go all the way until it's no longer the street shitters, it's the face shitters. Here we are in San Francisco. It's a community. It's a what do they call it? It's a not a process. It is a process. It's a cultural process. It's a ritual we go through in San Francisco. We're to show allegiance and bonding and community with our fellow homeless brothers and sisters. We allow them to urinate and defecate on our faces. It's coming. It's coming. You're going to do it because you'll never admit you're wrong about socialism. Your fragile, pathetic little egos can't handle it. Why is there tuberculosis in my eyes? At least you didn't get out of character. Starbucks lists many of the items Zajac mentioned as activities it won't tolerate per its third place policy, which bans sleeping, drug consumption, and loud noises, among other things. Specific details on what determined the Castro location as a high incident store were not shared by the company. Baristas and shift supervisors are not made aware of the criteria to classify a store as a high incidence. Late last year, a former Starbucks barista alleged that the company was making changes to keep homeless individual out. Yeah. Like, they think this is wrong. In a viral TikTok video, former Starbucks barista Lizette Roman Johnston shared that the coffee chain had covered powered outlets due to safety concerns. It's like dealing with mentally retarded children. It is. It is. That's what you do with little children. Outlets due to safety concerns regarding the homeless. Oakland's Lakeshore neighborhood told her people experiencing homelessness were the reason some stores were covering outlets. An employee had a different. You don't get to enjoy good things, Democrats. I know you're going to write your newest communist manifesto, but this time, vagina or whatever variant you're going to use, intersectionality you're going to do this time. But the outlet was plugged off because one of your people, one of your constituents, one of your Frankenstein monsters, one of your creations, one of socialist little sons would probably stick his like long, dirty fingernail into the electrical outlet and shock himself or itself because that week it didn't know what gender it was. At the time of San Francisco Gates report, this is a long article. It's saying people who stink got kicked out of a place. At the time of San Francisco Gates reporting last year, spokesperson denied that Starbucks was both removing seating and covering outlets to dissuade homeless people and people with mental illnesses from using cafe spaces. When the Starbucks spokesperson, another question real quick. What do you leftists have? What's a nice place you leftists got except for coffee places and cafes? What's left? Like crappy museums? The library? What's left for you to enjoy? Wine cafes. What is left? See, the conservative libertarian right or simply not dipshit Democrats. We got the outdoors. There's the gun range. There's cigar lounges. There's I don't know, Outback kind of basic restaurants. We can enjoy these things. Kayaking. You guys got nothing but the coffee store. Now that's gone. Your cafes are gone. Zajac said the lack of furniture has stripped a sense of community the Castro location formerly had. This location was once a local meeting place for the LGBTQIA plus. Not kidding, that's what they listed. Just say non-binary. Just say not straight. It's simpler. And nicknamed Bearbucks, which is a nod to the abundance of gay men in the area. With the removal of seating, we are denying our community that welcome feeling. No, it's the homeless. And who wrote this? Susan Guerrero. Are you a significant person on the social medias? Let's see if you are. You are. You have 1,097 followers. Damn, Susan. Susanna, sorry. Man. Oh, okay. This is that one. Where's the other one? Trends. I got it on my phone here. Oh, it's on my computer. I'm sorry, guys. And here, Walmart. You probably heard of it. Walmart closing 4 stores in Chicago. Walmart announced on Tuesday plans to close 4 stores in the Chicago area, which I did not know. I was like, where do you put a Walmart? Like, that's a lot of real estate to buy up. And Chad Elkins of Chicago residency informed me that they're not the big Targets or the big Walmarts. They're kind of the neighborhood Walmarts, which is still good, which still gets lower prices into your neighborhood. But I'm confused, Democrats. You complain about Walmarts coming into towns and killing off the mom pop businesses. But then when they leave, I thought you would celebrate. You got rid of the Walmart. Now, mom pop businesses could come in and charge you like 40% more because of the lack of scale of production, economies to scale. Shouldn't I'm confused. Shouldn't you be celebrating that mom pop could come in? What? Man, it's got to suck to be a Democrat mentally. Just being so confused as to why the world just doesn't go your way. The universe doesn't bend your will and shit out gold bricks and platinum from the sky so you can buy your Ferraris. You're always poor and can't get this. This doesn't go my way. How come the men don't want to fuck me when I'm a 300-pound, loud, sassy black bitch? Well, how come not? Why not? Why don't people want to fuck me? What wasn't it? Lizzo? Lizzo. The gal had a crush on Chris Hemsworth. Man, no, thank you. What's that like? They're getting rid of the furniture, and the homeless people are part of our community. Let's burn our buildings down. That is a fascinating world you live in. Fascinating. Anyway, so I find out these are the neighborhood Walmarts, which are still better than nothing. They are. It's actually almost ideal for like where you're like, oh geez, you put 2 floors together. It's like, okay, we're going to help these people on this community. No, we ain't. Walmart announced on Tuesday plans to close 4 stores in the Chicago area in the coming months. In a news release, the U.S.-based retailer said the reason for the store closures is due to the failure to meet financial expectations since the city opened its first store in 2006. So it's been almost there 20 years, 17 years. And I believe reading another article, none of these Walmarts made money, which originally harkened back to my thoughts like, well, how do you make money? That's some pricey real estate. You're going to have some expenses to cover. And they weren't able to make it. Now, this is all before the riots and the theft and the thievery and whatever else have you. So the business model itself was probably flawed from the get-go. The company noted that 4 stores in particular were losing tens of millions of dollars a year, adding that their annual losses nearly doubled in the last 5 years. Okay, you keep stealing crap. This is like the other Walmart that closed just outside Minneapolis where they had 6,000 911 calls, I think either in 1 year over the course of 3 years. I don't remember which. It doesn't matter. Multiple thousands of 911 calls a year. No. You all don't understand how this works. Hundreds, if not thousands of people are involved in building powering, staffing, stocking, making, and delivering all the goods and services that are conveniently located in that one place. If these people are not paid, if there is not profit, right, and people keep stealing it, well, then there's no money to pay these people. And if there ain't no money to pay these people, then these people go away. And there is no money to pay. Now, Walmart, through other companies, they have cash reserves. They make profit off of other stores and others. So there might be, you could temporarily float this idea, but inevitably they have to shut down unprofitable stores because it's not feeding. You could say, well, they should stay open at a loss. Well, even then it will shut down because there won't be any money on the whole grand scheme of the company. I'm surprised I have to explain this, but you guys were all raised by Democrats, so the free money fall from the sky. Why not make money now? Bad Republicans in Senate. Ha! Why eat mud cookie and use stick to eat? We're no water. Ha! Company noted that 4 stores, particulars, the stores located in Chatham, Kenwood, Lakeview, and Little Village, don't know where they are, will close to the public by this Sunday, leaving just 4 others in the Windy City. Again, are those 4 even profitable? Forget the politics. I just want to know the economics of it. Like, can you run a big retailer store in a major metropolitan area? The remaining 4 Chicago stores continue to face the same business difficulties, but we think this decision gives us the best chance to help keep them open and serving the community, the company said in its news release. Over the years, we have tried many different strategies to improve the business performances of these locations, including building smaller stores, localizing product assortment, and offering services beyond traditional retail. The company added, noting it had invested hundreds of millions of dollars in the city in recent years to upgrade stores and build 2 new Walmart health facilities and a Walmart Academy training center. It was hoped, you hope the citizens of Chicago wouldn't be weapons grade pieces of shit? The Democrats have raised adult children to not be responsible, being whiny little entitled victim quants. You thought a community steeped, based, raised in, and worshiping socialism, parasitism was going to be a responsible enough community to not steal from you. Huh. Okay. Smaller stores, localized. It was hoped these investments would improve our stores. Unfortunately, these efforts have not materially improved the fundamental business challenges our stores are facing, the company said. Employees from the closing stores would be eligible to transfer another store within the year, according to the company. They also outlined plans to work with local leaders to find reuse options for the soon-to-be-closed stores, and they said they intend to donate the community to further strengthen Chatham and surrounding neighborhoods. But I don't know why you're donating the stores. Why? They're not going to be grateful. I don't know how many times the Target's been burnt down in Minneapolis. Why were you? This is where you corporations don't get it. These people operate on what is probably an uninstallable operating system, human operating system, of they are entitled to free shit. Oh, and this is, just so you know, I'm not slamming on the black community. I'm talking to everyone. Chicago, Seattle, Portland, the other white meat, okay? San Francisco, I guarantee. Go look about our buddy Juan the Aztec Patriarch. He has videos. He goes and films it over in San Francisco. It's not black people got a monopoly on this homeless stuff. White people put some pretty good numbers there too. You have a parasitic, lazy, entitled, and victimhood mentality, which is what Democrats and Democrat cities are. And you think you're going to open up shop and they're just, well, we'll just go buy our stuff here. Oh, yeah. Oh, they invested in the community. No, you're the enemy. You have more money than them, period. But we did these good things. They don't care. They want the free shit. You are the enemy. And here you are. Oh, geez, I don't know why. Okay, we'll donate the building. Won't that make you happy? No, it won't. It's too late. This is how they've been raised. All these leftist Democrat pearl clutchers in Chicago. Oh, my goodness, the socialists got elected. You voted for this? What? But not that socialism. I wanted a reasonable socialism. Too bad. Have fun. The associates, here comes the speak. The associates at the stores have made an incredible difference for their customers and communities, and every store is filled with stories of associates doing remarkable things for others and for themselves. Yeah. Walmart said in their announcement on Tuesday, "We are grateful for everything they have done. They are a priority during this transition. We are grateful to our associates for the contributions to the communities and for the customers who have been giving us the privilege of serving those at the Chicago-based locations." News comes as the company recently closed 3 other stores in the suburbs last month for a similar reason. What I tell you, this is not a race issue. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, forget the barrio or the ghetto. Let's go out to the lily white suburbs. What, you think you're not training Jessica and Jason Christ out there to be spoiled little entitled bints? What do you think all the protests and the college protests are? They just happen to have daddy's money, or at least daddy has access to a bank that he can borrow at 20%. Keep his little fake suburbanite house of cards going on there while his wife bangs someone else. What do you think they are? They're just as spoiled, worthless bints as everybody else because they were raised to be parasites. There it is. There it is. So there you go. I'm sorry, Democrats. This is why you can't have nice things. Because in the end, somebody has to produce the nice things or provide the nice services for you. And if you make it not profitable, meaning people will lose money providing or creating a business to provide you those things go away. And you get to see a nice little insight into communism, because this is what you got. You got communism happening on a local level. You got empty shelves. You don't even got the shelves. The store ain't there. And I know, I know you Democrats hate this. I'm being very general because are there Democrats that are hardworking? Yes. Are there Republicans who collect welfare? Absolutely. I've seen them and they're hypocrites. But generally speaking, you Democrats need Republicans or conservatives or libertarians or whatever, not Democrats. You need them to survive because they're the ones that generally produce the stuff. All you do generally, again, there are working Democrats. We call them union members. All you want is more free shit. You don't work. You don't produce. And very, very clearly, let me make this abundantly clear. You are parasites. We are producers. We don't need you. We would thrive and excel without you. You need us. And you're starting to find out that if you make it impossible, I mean, capitalists and entrepreneurs and investors will go out of their way to make money if there's a place to make money, if it's profitable to them. But if you make it impossible to make a profit, you're not going to get the food. You're not going to get the clothing. You're not going to get the shelter. There's a housing crisis. What do you think rent controls is? Probably, no doubt, implemented in many of these places. I am going to incur $1 million in expenses to build an apartment building in Chicago or Philadelphia or San Francisco, wherever. I need to, and I got to borrow 90% of it. So I got to borrow $900,000. I got to pay the contractors. There's operating expenses like utilities and ground maintenance and all this other stuff. And I got to pay the mortgage on that. And you're going to limit what I can rent out the apartments for to the point I can't cover my costs. And then you bitch and whine why there ain't no freaking housing. Your ignorance is making your lives hell. Your basic ignorance of economics and your psychopathic addiction to free shit, aka socialism. This is why it's psychopathic. You're mentally ill. You're actually defending people who are criminals, drug dealers or drug users, and homeless. And like, well, they should have access to my cafe. I can't help you. I can laugh at you. I can look and say, wow, look at those people in San Francisco. And we can use it as like more empirical proof. I don't know, the Holodomor, the Soviet Union, North Korea, Venezuela, Cuba. I don't know how many, the Khmer Rouge. If that's not enough empirical evidence, we have these nice little examples of municipal communism going on. Where it's like, more proof you guys don't know what you're doing and can't do it right. I just, I guess, a philosophical question that do you want, maybe not happiness is the word, but do you want a better life, or do you want this religion, or are you so afraid of work and labor that you'd rather live in a tent city and deal with stinky homeless people crapping in your cafes? I, and most of you are atheists and you're proud. You're like, ha ha, God doesn't exist. I'm so smart. I are so smart. Okay, if God doesn't exist and there's no afterlife, don't you think you really ought to, try to have a better life? I don't know. You are like, hey, this whole stealing and thieving and whining and complaining and protesting and crapping in the streets and living in Portland, this kind of sucks. Maybe I ought to get a job and just, get a small little apartment and go to the cafes that don't have people crapping and just go for a hike. I don't know, what is your addiction to socialism? Not even for the free shit, which I understand, but just this pride. You gotta make it work because you've invested in it since you were a dipshit 14-year-old dopey kid in high school. You got your master's degree in justice study. I can't admit my youth was wasted. Your youth was wasted. Accept it and move on. Lose the weight, get rid of the tattoos, pull that metal out of your face, have your hair go back to a normal color, grow it long, lose the weight, suck a man's dick, have some kids, and live a nice life in the suburbs. Jesus. Let's go to the super chats. Let's go to the super chats and have ourselves a treat. All right, I gotta scroll. There's a lot going on. And old man Rollo is gonna be here in 35 minutes. With a white women. Hey, there's a lot of them. Torgo, are you black? I never knew. You got, you're Vulcan, apparently, using your avatar. And a friendly reminder to our black members in the community here, you don't have to date the fat white women. If you want to date a white woman, you can date the skinny ones too. It's not a law. Apparently, you guys are under the impression, well, we can only date the fat ones. You are allowed to date whatever various shapes. If they agree, using rights and volunteerism, if they agree to go out with you, you can date any girl you want. You do not, I didn't know where you guys got that, impression, like, oh, if we did a thin one, they'll arrest us. Randolph Schreiner, very kind donation, sir. Thank you for the $50. Hi, Cappy. Could you give your opinion on maintaining a cash value life insurance plan, infinite banking concept in an environment of no lineage and crypto percent? Oh, geez. This is a $50 question, no doubt about it. In an environment of no lineage and crypto percent gains against Randy, can you email that to me? You don't have to email this to me to Asshole Consulting because you paid the $50. I'll do a video on it, but I need to sit down because my understanding of life insurance in general, straight up life insurance, if you don't have kids, there's no reason to have life insurance. But then there is the cash value of life insurance, where some of your premiums go into an investment fund that you can go ahead. An environment of no lineage and a crypto percent gains of inflation. Monthly payment feels like a waste, so I'm going to die one day. Yeah. I mean, who's your beneficiary? You got a nephew or a niece? But email me that, assholeconsulting.com. Send that over to me, Randy, and I'll answer it for you. But even with the cash value, you're still paying the premiums. In short, with a cash value life insurance plan, you're throwing money into a life insurance fund, and the life insurance company says, okay, we're taking your money. We're going to invest in here into our funds where we make a profit, yet leave money in escrow in case you pass away to pay out the beneficiary. And we're also going to throw some of that money, your money that you invested, into the cash value that you could cash out. So it's kind of split 3 ways. But send it to me because my knowledge of that is somewhat limited. Nonstop Dre, $2. The great one. There is no line or slippery slope. I guess not. Wandering Warrior, $10. Red pill, red pill, red pill, base. Well, red pill goes beyond just simple sexual inner dynamics. It's red pill, it's truth or not. Now try and come get me, commie alphabet soup agencies. Keep up the good fight, Cappy Wolverines. Here's how the capitalists win against the communists, and they win every time. They simply stop working, and everyone starves. Communism can never win because core to the communists is they don't want to work. That's it. They just want to lead. They don't want to work. And when you don't pay people, you don't let them keep you don't allow private property, the producers stop producing, and everyone starves, including the communists. I just, even in the Soviet era, I don't think they allowed people to shit in their cafes. I think that was kind of, they still had the social etiquette and decorum to present themselves and behave themselves in public. Nonstop Drake, $2. How soon until a rainbow tech for straight people passes? I don't think that would happen. I don't yeah, I don't think there's enough political demand for it, and I don't think the gay community wants most gay, just so you know, most straight people are good, honest citizens. I know probably a lot of people don't believe in that, but most of the gay people I know, they're kind of Republicans or at least libertarians for social reasons, obviously. They like their money. So the gay community, I don't think would even be fully on board with that. Some of their louder, more, the fake gay, fake not straight, the people posing for victimhood status, they'd be for it. But I don't really consider them part of any non-straight community because they're not. They're faking it because they want to get some attentions. So I don't think you'd find an increase on attacks on other people. They're more conservative than you think. They really are. William S. $5. Hey, Cappy, I introduced my friend to the charm of a Perkins breakfast. Good for you. Living the dream, man. Were there people crapping in there? It is now our monthly meetup spot. Hope all is well. Good. Enjoy some French silk pie. Hambone, $2. Tennis ball fun for dog. No real value. Thank you. We couldn't find the original one. I'm like, okay, I'll grab the not tennis ball. And then we went for a walk, and then she found a tennis ball on the side of the road. So she was very excited. So, but yeah, we need to restock our supply of tennis balls. So Dog of No Real Value has one on the rare instances she visits. WisDivision Productions for $5. Modern social lights giving unitology from the Dead Space series. Look it up. A run for its money. Make us whole, Cappy. Unitology, is that like a fictional book? Hang on. Unitology. It's a cult. It's a religion. Unitology is a religion officially founded in 2015 on the discoveries of Michael Altman. Unitologists adamantly believe that the human race was created by the intelligent design of a divine alien agency and will be reunified after death in heaven through the power of a sacred artifact known as the Maker. And that's about Dead Space. Okay. That makes more sense than, hey, somehow magically we don't have to work and the food, clothing, and shelter will create itself. WisDivision Productions, $2. T, Steal Your Girl Rash is in the building. What ways? Oh my goodness, here he is. T Rash in the house, making his special guest celebrity appearance. We appreciate you always, T Rash. Catch 'em all, T Rash. Catch 'em all. Hopefully not STDs. Everyone's getting scrolling. Price Mon 141, $10. Question about Operation Evil. Would a country's gun rights affect your likelihood to move there? Um, less so. I would like to have gun rights, but right now, I am looking for cultural stability where they're not letting this, "Oh, you get to make up things that you claim to be, and then we're gonna give you special rights." No. I wanna go to, I don't know where countries particularly proud, but let's say Malaysians are particularly proud people. "Nope, we're Malaysians, we kicked out the Dutch, we believe in these principles and these, cultural beliefs, and you're either gonna participate or you go sit over there in your hut, you leave us alone. But we'll let you stick around a little bit as long as you don't commit crime and commit to the and contribute to the community, the economy." And so I want to see a stable culture because whereas low taxes are nice, having a sane community is more important. I'm done with this. Here's a freak attention whoring for Bud Light. I'm done with that. Not against trans people, not at all if you're legitimately trans, but when you're a attention whore and insulting legitimately trans people, no, get the I'm done. And have it shoved in my face all the time. No, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Like I want to I'm increasingly looking at Islam countries or Muslim countries because they got some rules. I don't believe in Islam necessarily even agree with it, but they follow rules. Uh, scrolling. Cody Stokes, 20 generous dollars. I read your book, The Menu. I get it, but I still want a feminine woman. As you genetically and hardwired biologically programmed to want. The book, the book never says, oh, you should get rid of your desire for the opposite sex. That's always going to be there. It says that half of you will not have the opposite sex. Oh, you might get laid and date and all that, but you're not going to get married. And so, since half of you will not be committed to a lifelong partner, let alone have children, half of you are going to be forced to figure out something else to do. But that desire never goes away. I mean, like I'm pretty as red pill and MGTOW as they get, and if the GF and I were to ever break up or go our separate ways, I would never. It's not like I wouldn't want to have sex with women; that would always be there. I'm just saying you have to adopt and acknowledge that generally, I won't say which one sex generally wants to have very little to do with the other. I won't say which one because that would be wrong, and I don't want to imply. Um, I work 20 days on and have 10 days off in the oil and gas industry. It's hard work, but I make six figures. Look, man, I'm not out here for my health. I wish you the best of luck, Cody. I hope you do find a girl. I hope everybody falls in love. It's the number one thing in life. But I got to admit, not saying which group, there's one sex, one group that really just doesn't have that much interest in the other. And we're all going to have to accept the fact that half of them are going to get married. uh, Stony, Montana, new guy, $5, paying 15% tax to live in Chicago's highway robbery. Luckily, I escaped to Nevada. Well, welcome here, Stony. What part of Nevada? Yeah, I couldn't care less about the people of Chicago. Me and Chet were talking about it, and everyone voted Democrat there. And they're like, wait a minute, an income tax, a sales tax. Wait a second, not me. This time around, somehow this one woke them up. But they all voted for Golem. They all voted for the ugliest affirmative action hire you ever saw in your life. Uh, they're okay with that. And now this time, I'm like, wait, what? Now it's a problem. F you. You guys all deserve it. Be happy you escaped, Stony. Be very happy you escaped. Those people. I don't. Have fun in Chicago, Chicago, that really crappy town. Chicago, Chicago. I can't show you around. The reason I can't show you around is because we'll get shot. We'll get shot. And then we'll have to go to the hospital. Scrolling. Scrolling. Oh, he's in Vegas. Okay, good. Good to have you in Vegas, Stony. All right, did we get them all? Did I catch them all? Let me go back and make sure. We've been going a while. I don't want to. Country affect gun rights. I think I got them all. I don't like setting up the missed super chats podcast. Tennis ball fund. Good. I think we're caught up. Boom. That's it. All right. Oh. Nonstop Dre, $2. What parts of Dallas did you like to live in? I like Denton the most because it had Potbellies, Chipotle, 2 cigar lounges, and a salsa club. But that was over 10 years ago. I went there. I really like Denton though. That was my favorite part. But I'm not an expert on Dallas. I hadn't spent a lot of places. I just really like that area because I could walk to everything I ever wanted. All my vice was in one spot. Oh, and there was like sushi restaurants all over the place too. So yeah, I like that. That it. All right. Link below is assholeconsulting.com. If you guys want to read some of my books, you can find them on Amazon.com, all about finance and investing and philosophy. And then if you are interested and you do not have a father and were not raised correctly, go to Teachable and search for The Dad You Never Had, as well as Achieving Financial Excellence, 2 courses I offer for those of you whose fathers just plain didn't frickin' raise you. For fathers who raised you to believe that you should be bailed out of your student loans and be a miserable Democrat piece of shit. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.